Hey, I wanted to share an analogy of how narcissists perceive people that really helped me to kind of make sense of the whole way that a narcissist has relationship. So basically, for a normal person, relationships are like walking into a bookstore and you browse the book for different types of books that you like, and you read the back, and maybe you look at the author and you pick a book that you want to read, that you want to connect with, and you want to enjoy the story, basically. But for narcissists, they're not actually going to read the book. What they're looking for is supply, which is kind of like ripping the pages of the book out and like burning it for like fire starter. So when they're looking through the bookshelves, they're not looking at like, oh, is it horror? Is it romance? Is it sci-fi? Like, they're not doing that. They're not looking for your personality, your values, what you have in common, your hobbies. Like, that's not actually what they're looking for. They're looking for someone who's going to be an enabler, and often they pick like empath and codependent people who are not gonna catch on to what they're doing, basically. So they're picking a book based on maybe like the type of paper, or like the size of the book, or the size of the pages. Like, that's not how a normal person would select a book. But this is what they do. And then in the golden phase of the relationship, they're pretending to say, oh, I love horror books, and oh, that's my favorite author, and I read the back and it sounded so good. And they pretend to like you. They pretend that they want to read the story. But it becomes apparent over time in the relationship that they don't actually make an effort to get to know you. It's only in that beginning stage. And then over time, it's like they're like ripping out the pages and like burning them. And then when they get a new book or whatever, or they feel like you're kind of catching on to them, that's when they do the discard. And we were connecting with them, so we feel really devastated when this is over, but they seem to be able to just walk away. And that, to me, that was like the most painful part of it. It was like, how did I mean nothing whatsoever to this person? But it kind of like they just never read the novel. Like, they never knew you, they never connected with you. So yeah, if I got a book, you know, from a library and it just sat on my shelf for 3 weeks and I took it back, I'm not going to be sad when I take the book back, because it didn't mean anything to me, because I never read it. The narcissist just like sits there and like flips through the pages, and they're not connecting with you, so they can't mourn a relationship that they never had. So this is our struggle as the partner of a narcissist, is to realize that the entire idea of having a connection was completely one-sided. Like, we were the only one trying to form a connection. They weren't doing that. And it's still like mind-boggling to me that these people don't do that, because it just seems like obvious that you would like want to make connections with people, but they don't. They're able to give the appearance of connecting with you, which is why it's confusing, because we believe that this person is our friend or our boyfriend or whatever, our family. We want to believe that they are a normal person, but they're actually not connecting with us, and they can discard us extremely easily because they just view us as a book that they were like using for like fire starter, and then just toss it aside. But the analogy doesn't work in the sense that we're not like permanently damaged by having a narcissistic relationship. It's not like the pages are ripped out of our personality. Like, we're still a whole person. We've just been depleted energetically, and our reality has been twisted, but that's not irreparable. So yeah, it's really confusing with the gift card thing, but that whole idea of like them never actually knowing you, it helps in a way, because you can say like, oh, I never meant anything to them, but it's not that they actually knew you and then concluded that you were worthless, right? They never actually knew you, so they're just saying you meant nothing. But that's saying that a book I never read is a bad book. That's basically it. So like they're saying, oh, you're not like worth it or whatever, but they never read the book. So like that helped me a lot with feeling like, oh, they hate me or whatever. They don't. Like, they can't hate a book that they never read. So your personality is probably like really awesome and wonderful, as everyone has good qualities except maybe narcissists, but like all normal people who want connection and love and all that. So hopefully this can be helpful for you. Like, you do have wonderful qualities and like wonderful things to give to someone who wants to read your book, who wants to know about your values and your hobbies and your personality and all that. And we just had the misfortune of trying to love a person who just like flipped through the pages and then told us that we weren't worth anything, but they never actually read it. So it is their loss, truly. So thank you for watching.